Okay, guys, we're back. The problem we've got is that when these shows go on too long, no one watches the second half. So it's important to me that people do watch both parts. Okay. So let me just get the channel up. Let's give you guys a chance to join on. Okay. I think we're back on. Are we on? Let's have a look. Is this it? Yes, we're on. Okay. Let's do this. I'm going to have to start it, guys, because I've only got a certain amount of time. But this is really interesting. Just in case you've only just joined us, this is part 2. We're featuring Jennifer C on YouTube. She does a bloody good review, actually. She's done a lot of research. She doesn't get everything right. She is a little bit brainwashed by the last 50 years of bullshit, like many people are, like we all are. But she's pretty good. So this is the second half, guys. We've already played 28 minutes of it. Okay, so we've got another another 20 odd minutes left. She's brilliant. I really enjoy it.
Here we are in 2025. She's written another book, which is supposedly a sequel to her 1985 blockbuster book, Elvis and Me. This one is a continuation of her life after Elvis, all of her struggles, everything that she'd been through, her career, raising Lisa, all that. But in all the reading I've been doing about Priscilla lately, I had no idea that in May 1973, she sued Elvis for fraud, and she wanted the divorce case reopened because she felt that she was fraudulently left out and kind of kept in the dark about a lot of Elvis's financials. And she really felt like...
So guys, do you know about this? Priscilla sued Elvis for fraud. Really, this is the second divorce settlement. Priscilla, she agreed to many things in the first divorce settlement. It's obvious she got greedy, wanted more, was out for blood, and she had promised she would not break the first divorce. She signed she signed everything away. She obviously gets to a point where she thinks, I want more money, I want more money. I don't know what lawyers were advising her. There's a possibility that Robert Kardashian, her boyfriend, may have advised her, but this time she goes back accusing Elvis of fraud to get the divorce reopened so she can go back for more money. And remember, her going for more money, this carried on right until the day he died. So this is happening, I think, around 1973. But it's in 1977, she places a debt on Graceland, a debt on Graceland. So she was out for blood. So whenever you hear Priscilla say, oh, Elvis was the love of my life, we were friends, we were better apart, it's bullshit, guys. It's bullshit. This is more about the truth.
She was entitled to a heck of a lot more than what she got in the divorce. So she sued Elvis in May 1973 when he was still alive for more money. And after Elvis passed in 1977, she also sued the Elvis estate for remaining money from the divorce proceedings from 1973. And then in my research for this video, I also find out that in 1977, less than 4 months before Elvis's death, Priscilla placed a lien on Graceland for $494,000.
Priscilla's greed was extreme, guys. This was cruel. This was actually cruel. Could you imagine how Vernon and Elvis felt about, sorry guys. Could you imagine how Vernon and Elvis felt when this was going on, when Priscilla was demanding this debt, this lien, this charge placed on Elvis's home, Vernon's home? They must have been scared of losing their home, literally scared of losing Graceland. And this is why when Priscilla talks, oh yeah, I preserve Elvis. Elvis is the love of my life. Elvis is remembered because of me. No. The cruelty to Elvis was extreme. Suing Elvis in around 1973 because of for wanting a second divorce settlement. This is extreme greed. This is, guys, it's disgusting. And most of the public don't know about this.
As a way to pressure him to pay the remaining divorce settlement. So Priscilla really seems like she loves to sue people, as you will see more of in just a little bit. And I had no idea about any of this. It was crazy. She received a really good settlement after she sued him in 73. Apparently, according to the final divorce terms from October 73, she got shared custody of Lisa Marie. She got a $725,000 cash payment, and she got spousal and child support in addition to 5% of holdings of Elvis's publishing companies.
Shocking, guys. And she's still pushing for more money in 1977 with the love of her life, Elvis.
So this lady's a pretty shrewd businesswoman, and she...
Well, you call it shrewd, she's effing greedy. She's bloody greedy and bloody cruel and very selfish. Remember, the money she's being given is Lisa's money. Yeah? Whichever way you look at it. This massive amount of money that she's demanding from Elvis, she must have known he was sick. In 1977, it was obvious that Elvis wasn't well. It was obvious. And she's still cruelly, around April of 1977, demanding a massive amount of money. So cruel.
Never remarried. She has retained the last name Presley and used it, depending on how you look at it, rather fairly or unfairly, for her own career and financial advantages. A lot of people would argue, hey, she did so much to preserve Elvis's legacy. Why shouldn't she be able to still hold on to that Presley last name? A lot of people really feel like she has just...
Rubbish. They divorced 4 years before he died. There's no way she should have been using the Presley name. They had one child. They had a terrible marriage. It was a very short marriage. Within a year of the marriage, she was unfaithful once. Another 18 months later, she was unfaithful again with Mike Stone. There's no way she should have been using the Presley name. And also, she completely effed him over in the divorce settlements. She was absolutely cruel with it.
Ridden that name like the golden goose that it is for her entire life, and that she will never...
Yeah, she definitely has ridden the name for her entire life. It's disgusting the way Priscilla has took advantage of Elvis and his name, and her treatment of her own daughter, Lisa Marie, is absolutely disgusting.
Never give up that name, not until her dying day. So I guess depending on how you look at it. But where I started to look at all of this a little bit funny was after Lisa Marie's passing in January of 2023, I remember reading rumblings of this lawsuit that Priscilla had filed against Riley. And it was crazy because I'm hearing...
So here we go. So this girl, Jennifer, she's starting to, you can tell the research she's doing, yeah, she's learning more and more as she goes along. The blinkers are coming off. This is what happened to me, guys. When I first started doing Defending Elvis, I wasn't aware of all of these things. And bit by bit, we started uncovering, I think many of us here at Team Elvis, at Defending Elvis, you know, our channel, as we were doing our research and learning together, we couldn't believe it. Like the smoke was clearing and we were starting to understand how extreme the wrongdoing is concerning Priscilla and what she did to Elvis, what she did to Lisa, what she then went on to do with Riley, and to take Finley and Harper's money out of their own pocket, her grandkids. So Jennifer here on the YouTube channel, her research is starting to uncover everything now, and she's starting to understand the brutal greed of Priscilla.
That Priscilla is suing Riley 2 weeks after Lisa Marie's death.
Well, I heard it was 24 hours after. Yeah, I know initially we were told it was 2 weeks. I heard it was within 24 hours.
She was trying to fight the validity of Lisa's trust because back in 2016, Lisa had removed Priscilla as trustee and placed her then two eldest children, Riley and Benjamin, as co-trustees. So after Benjamin passed from suicide in 2020, Riley was the sole trustee. So not 2 weeks after Lisa's death, Priscilla tried to fight the claims that Lisa put forth in that new amendment in 2016. So it never ended up going to court.
Shocking. And don't forget, Lisa, just before she died, wanted to sue her mother, Priscilla.
Riley and Priscilla settled out of court. By all accounts, amicably. They released joint statements saying that
It was not amicable. Come on, guys. So much that went on behind the scenes here. I think secretly Riley is pissed off with Priscilla.
Have settled this. It's a private family matter. Apparently, Riley had to pay out a $1 million lump sum from some insurance policies to help settle, some people say, some of Priscilla's debts. And that she has all.
And the legal fees. And there was $100,000 a year. Guys, disgusting.
Also agreed to give some other payments to Priscilla, but also to keep Priscilla on as a special advisor to the trust for the next 10 years. So I think what Priscilla is doing is kind of solidifying her position until her death. But in my personal opinion, what's really not sitting well with me is, why are you fighting that in the first place? I mean, Priscilla Presley is in her 80s. And at the time,
I love this. I love this. Now remember, guys, an 80-year-old woman suing her own granddaughter, trying to prevent her daughter's wishes to give everything to her children.
Time of Lisa Marie's death, she's an older woman. Why are you fighting the validity of something that Lisa Marie set forth almost 10 years ago now? Lisa Marie wanted.
Exactly. And remember, since when does a sorry, keep starting. Since when does a grandmother go after her kids' inheritance? Her grandkids' inheritance, who is her daughter, her dead daughter's belongings.
To eldest children, in charge of everything upon her death. And now that Benjamin was gone, it was going to be Riley. So why are you fighting Riley, the granddaughter of your ex-husband? Why is Priscilla carrying on, in my mind, like a widow and not the ex-wife that she is? Riley is actually the blood relative. Riley is part of the Elvis Presley dynasty, just like Lisa was, not Priscilla. So in my opinion, that never really sat well. I don't understand why Priscilla felt the need to still regain control after all those years once Riley inherited everything that she did. So Priscilla has since come out and said that the lawsuit was not a personal attack on Riley and that it wasn't.
Of course it was.
Even a lawsuit. Priscilla called it a legal petition used only to clarify her role as trustee of Lisa Marie's trust.
Okay, there's a different wording for it. It's not an actual lawsuit, but it's still, she wants to call it a legal petition. But the bottom line is, it's greed. She tried to say it was fraud, that the amendment to the trust was incorrectly done, the signature was wrong, and that it wasn't what Lisa wanted. Lisa did want it. Priscilla Presley knew that Lisa wanted her off the trust. We've proved it. We found the document from a lawyer who told Priscilla that Lisa was trying to remove her mother from the trust. So Priscilla knew she was not supposed to be on that trust.
So she maintains that this petition was a misunderstanding and simply a request for legal interpretation, and that her and Riley remain on good terms.
Bullshit.
And
bullshit. Bullshit. She was saying it was fraud. But we know this as fact.
And it was even said in the press that Riley was hurt and disappointed by her grandmother's decision to just take legal action on her. Her mom wasn't even barely in the ground. Statements that Riley released in the press that she wasn't
even cold in the grave.
Just, she said she was just relieved and she just wanted to move on and she wanted to avoid expense and to stop further family disputes. But I just got the feeling that she just wanted to have done with it. She just wanted to basically throw some money at her grandmother, get her grandmother out of her hair, and just move on. She was still trying to process the death of her mother. And not only that, but the suicide of her brother not 3 years before. Because it's really sad. There were leaked emails and letters from Riley to Priscilla basically saying how deeply hurtful it was that her grandmother was suing her. In those letters, Riley's detailing hey, I've been the intermediary between my mom and you for years. I've been doing everything I can to try to repair this broken and fractured relationship and restore our family. And here you're now suing me. What is going on? She even said, according to People magazine, Riley, that, I guess Lisa had at some points in between 2016 and the time of her death in 2023 wanted to take her mother to task and sue her own mother. And Riley was preventing Lisa from suing Priscilla. So she's basically like, here I am trying to be a peacemaker, and now you're just attacking me with this lawsuit. But again, Riley is proving to be the consummate peacemaker because she released those joint statements saying everything's fine now, the family's intact, we are standing in solidarity, love, and
Which I don't believe, guys. I think behind the scenes, everything was going crazy.
support and all that. I really admire the fact that Riley was able to rise above the fact, in my opinion, of her grandmother's greed and just stop it and just settle the lawsuit and give her grandmother what she wants. So to me, that just really speaks to what type of person Riley is. You know, she is 50 something years younger than her grandmother, and she seems to have more common sense and compassion to want to stop a bitter legal family dispute so close to Lisa Marie's death. How sad that you kind of have to rein your own, almost 80-something-year-old grandmother at the time to try to rein her in and just throw some money at the problem and, give her what she wants so that we can come to an amicable decision. And she still released a statement, we're united, we're loving. And I'm thinking, wow, what a testament to the type of person that Riley is. And therein, what a testament to the person that Lisa Marie raised, the type of parent that Lisa Marie was, how she instilled compassion and love and respect in her daughter. And that's displayed in the way that Riley handled that lawsuit that Priscilla slapped her with not 2 weeks after Lisa died. So
Brilliant. Brilliant. This Jennifer, this is excellent. I love this. Come on, guys. I know some people may disagree with me, but I think Riley did really well. Yeah. Because I think she got a bargain. Because Priscilla now is outside the box. She's gone. She's like, she has to go on now and make a living, earn money in a completely different way now. Yeah. Because yes, Riley gave her $1 million and 400 grand legal fees, 100 grand a year, for like advisory payment for Gracelands. But Priscilla is gone now. She's gone. So I think Riley got a bargain. I'm actually surprised Priscilla agreed to that deal because it's not big money in the world of Priscilla Presley, who has been used to dealing with large amounts of millions. Yeah. To just pay her off and give her 1 million and, pay her legal fees and give her 100 grand a year. Riley got a bargain, guys. I'm surprised Priscilla agreed. I wonder why Priscilla agreed, because that is a pretty pathetic amount of money for Priscilla. Yeah. She'll eat through $1 million like it's nothing, which is probably why she's going around the world trying everything she can to make money.
yeah, so that just kind of started the wheels turning in my mind, thinking, maybe Priscilla isn't who we have thought she's been all these years. Maybe she really is a more menacing figure, a figure that's really out for herself and what she can get in regards to the Presley name. I mean, okay, fine.
That is Priscilla. You just summed her up.
And it's up to her whether she wants to remarry or not. But she is really desperately clinging to that Presley name, much like how
remarry? She's bloody 80 years old. What are you on about, mate?
I believe that Harry and Meghan hang on to those Duke and Duchess titles because it gives them relevance. I mean,
it's funny because I always keep hearing about Harry and Meghan compared to Priscilla Presley. Isn't that weird?
Yes, it's not completely a fair comparison because, Harry and Meghan have done everything they can to attack the British royal family, the monarchy of whom they are a part of, who gives them those titles. I mean, Priscilla's not attacking Elvis's name by any stretch, but she still has clung to that name since Elvis's death.
She is Jennifer, she does attack his name. If you properly go through the history and the books, the interviews, the trashy interviews she did in the 80s, and there's more interviews. Yeah, she definitely trashed him. She's very clever how she does it. She lets the interviewers on these programs around the world do the damage by asking the disgusting questions, and she just nods her head with a smile, but she has been attacking Elvis and Lisa. She still is. Even in her new book, Softly As I Leave You, she's attacking all of them. The whole point of Priscilla's new book is to make Priscilla look great, Priscilla look like a poor victim, and blame everything on Elvis and Lisa, Michael Jackson, Ginger Alden, whoever. Poor me, look at what I went through. I was a prisoner in a gilded cage. I had to break free. When the truth is, Priscilla was man hungry, money hungry, fame hungry, and very, very selfish, and was a terrible mother. Terrible.
In 1977, because I feel it gives her relevance and it solidifies her importance in the pop culture zeitgeist as Elvis's wife, albeit ex-wife.
That's exactly it. She's going to say ex-wife. That's exactly it. Priscilla wants to promote the fairy tale. This is why I keep saying it's a fake fairy tale, because the last 50, 60 years, we've had this weird Elvis and Priscilla conditioning, brainwashing of this iconic, beautiful marriage of Elvis and Priscilla. And the only reason it went wrong is because Elvis took drugs and was unfaithful. It's bullshit. Priscilla took drugs. Priscilla was unfaithful. Priscilla was greedy for power, for money, to travel, to be famous, to have attention, for glory. Priscilla wanted to be Elvis. And this is what happened once Priscilla got a taste of celebrity lifestyle, you know, the Hollywood lifestyle. She wanted it. When Priscilla could see the attention and adulation that Elvis got, she was jealous. She envied Elvis. This is what the public don't understand, is that they're tricked and conned into believing this sweet, innocent image of Priscilla as this 14-year-old girl that was conned and tricked and used and abused by Elvis, when the truth is she was never the sweet, innocent girl. It was all a scam. That actually there's a possibility that she tricked Elvis into meeting her, that Elvis was blackmailed into marrying her. Elvis was forced to marry a woman he didn't want to marry. And then eventually Elvis got to see Priscilla's true colours. By then it was too late because they'd been married, they'd had a baby, and within months of the baby being born, within a year of the marriage, Priscilla was shagging a dance instructor. And then she shags again with Mike Stone, the karate champion. But everybody thinks that Priscilla is the sweet, innocent person, when the victim isn't Priscilla, the victim is Elvis and Lisa. Elvis and Lisa, in the end, are the victims of Priscilla. And this is the message we're trying to get out there for the public.
But still his wife. So when you read her 1985 biography, Elvis and Me, which chronicles her life with Elvis, it's a very favorable account of Elvis. I will say that. She is very respectful and does what she
No, she's not.
can to preserve the man's good name.
No, she doesn't.
But it's also a very, very favorable, telling of her own story. And
that's more like it. That's more like it. No, I've read a lot of the new book. No, she doesn't. Please, Jennifer, reread it. Read both books. I can tell that Jennifer does a lot of research. I can tell she's put a lot of hard work and effort into this program. So Jennifer, I applaud you for that. But you still need to dig deeper. You need to do a bit of a deeper dive and really understand Priscilla's behavior. You're getting it. You're getting there, but you've got a way to go, yeah?
What else do we expect her to do? Of course, she's going to present herself and her association with Elvis in the most favorable light possible. She doesn't want to disparage herself. She doesn't want to disparage his memory. She wants to keep the money flowing. Glosses over a lot of the specific details regarding her and Elvis's divorce. I mean, I had no idea that she had basically sued Elvis in 1973 for fraud, wanting to reopen the divorce.
And no one does. No one knows about Priscilla's behavior where she reopened the divorce and sued him. Yeah, no one knows it. The disgusting behavior of Priscilla towards Lisa. No one knows about Michael Edwards. This is the problem. This is why we exist, defending Elvis.
First case, and I didn't know that she tried to sue his estate even after his death, because I guess she was probably scared that she wasn't.
She was greedy, and she's about to say she was trying to guarantee she got her money. I've always thought this. The reason Priscilla put a debt on Graceland's to guarantee her money in installments, because Elvis couldn't afford to pay her. Remember, it's alleged that he sold his pre-1973 recording rights to RCA because he could not afford to pay Priscilla. So he sold the recording rights to raise money so he could pay some of the money, not all of it, some of the money that Priscilla was demanding in this second divorce settlement. Yeah. So guys, there's some serious greed here that's going on.
And to get all the money that she felt that she probably would have gotten. And
as I was saying, she placed the debt on Graceland's to guarantee that she gets her money, and the reason she did it was because she could see that Elvis was sick. I personally believe that Priscilla had a feeling that Elvis was going to die young. And part of the reason she was demanding this lien, this debt placed on Graceland, was because she was seeing Elvis sometimes, you know, when she was sometimes dropping off or collecting Lisa Marie, yeah, because they had joint custody. And I think, and she would speak to him on the phone, yeah. I think Priscilla had a feeling Elvis was going to die. And I think that is why she placed the debt, the lien, the charge on Graceland in April 1977. Because why did she place the lien on Graceland months before Elvis died? I'm telling you guys, she had a feeling he was going to die because she could see he was unwell and he was overprescribed, yeah? And his body was letting him down. He was seriously sick, Elvis was, especially in 1977. And she wanted to guarantee that she would get her money. Remember, the fact that Priscilla was owed a lot of money, when Vernon made that decision, Vernon Presley, around 1979, to allow Priscilla to be co-trustee, in my opinion, a big part of the reason he made that decision was because there was a massive amount of money owed to Priscilla from Elvis, from the second divorce settlement. Yeah. So this gave Priscilla leverage to convince Vernon to allow her to be co-trustee. And of course, the fact that that Priscilla Presley was Lisa Marie's mum. Yeah, these two things, a big debt gave Priscilla leverage to convince Vernon to alter the will to allow Priscilla to be co-trustee, and the fact that Priscilla was Lisa's mother and Lisa was a child. So who was going to look out for Lisa's interests? Well, Vernon had to pick the mother, Priscilla Presley. The whole thing is a scam. Everything fell into place for Priscilla Presley. She could not believe that everything was going so well. And then she had 40 years of power. 40 years Priscilla was Queen of Graceland. And that is why she did not want to let it go. And that is why when Lisa Marie died, Priscilla panicked and was trying to not allow herself to be removed from the trust. She was trying to go against the amendment that Lisa Marie had made to give everything to her children. Yeah. Because finally, after 40 odd years, Priscilla was going to lose power. I repeat, when Lisa Marie died, finally, after 40 odd years, Priscilla was about to lose power, and she knew it, and she tried to stop it. Riley Keough didn't let her. I repeat, Riley Keough did not let Priscilla get her way. So you have to applaud Riley Keough for preventing Priscilla from regaining power of Graceland. So Riley prevented Priscilla becoming Queen of Graceland.
Would have been given to her had he been alive. I better get on this, because if I don't, I'm not going to get what's coming to me. And then now we come to the current lawsuit that two former business associates of Priscilla have filed in August 2025. And I have their names here. It's Bridget Cruz. I hope I say that right.
As you know, guys, me and Bridget Cruz, we talk all the time. Let's keep going.
Kevin Fialco. And they're suing Priscilla for breach of contract. They're suing her for fraud. How apt, right? Because she sued Elvis for fraud in 1973. They're saying that they entered into a business agreement with her. They were going to help her with her image, with her branding, with her likeness, and basically develop that for her. And that they're alleging that she defrauded them because she basically left that agreement. She left it improperly. She didn't give them any notice. She basically ghosted them. So that's why.
So remember, this Jennifer has done a lot of research here, because she is, if you watch the whole hour, this is part 2, guys. If you've just joined us, this is part 2. And this is what impresses me about Jennifer. She has done a lot of research here, guys. She's now talking about the Bridget Cruz situation, the lawsuits with Priscilla and with her partner, Kevin Fialco. You know, GWS Auctions is Bridget Cruz's auction company. I speak for hours with Bridget Cruz. I know a lot, guys. She's not allowed to talk about the lawsuit, but we have very deep dive conversations, me and Bridget. I get on very well, Bridget. I trust Bridget. I think Bridget is in it for the fight. She will fight this till her last breath. Bridget wants an apology from Priscilla. I do believe that Priscilla just completely changed her mind after signing those contracts. I do want Bridget to win this. I do want Bridget to win this. Yeah. Bridget really did try to help Priscilla. She went out of her way and she bent over backwards and invested a fortune to help Priscilla. Priscilla was in trouble, guys. She was in deep trouble, and Bridget tried to save the day, and then it was thrown in her face. Priscilla threw it in Bridget's face.
So I read that and I'm thinking, okay, you're 80 years old. Why are we attempting to brand and rebrand ourselves? Like, what is happening here? We know who you are, Priscilla. We know the brand. We know what you're all about. You're the ex-wife of Elvis Presley. You're the mother of Lisa Marie. I don't understand why at 80 you're attempting to rebrand yourself and reposition yourself into the cultural domain here. Why? We know who Priscilla Presley is. We know that she started Elvis Presley Enterprises and all that. I don't understand why we're trying to, at this point, rewrite the narrative, coming out with a new book. That just, to me, I just didn't know how to feel about that. But she has since filed a retaliatory lawsuit against them, and she's claiming elder abuse. She's claiming that they are defrauding her, or attempted to defraud her, that they were attempting to have her enter into these businesses and these contract negotiations where she didn't know or fully understand what she was doing and what she was getting into with them. She's saying that they're trying to get her to enter into these kind of sham shell companies, and because of that, they're going to disparage her image and her likeness. And again, I'm thinking, you have shown the world in the past that you are a very, very savvy businesswoman who knows exactly what she's doing, knows how to enter into contracts, knows how to enter into negotiation, knows how to make money. She preserved Elvis's legacy. I mean, we got to give her that. She did do that. By all accounts, Priscilla is a very, very astute businesswoman. So that's what she's alleging in this retaliatory lawsuit, that they are trying to defraud her, that they're the ones basically trying to use her image, her likeness, to squeeze everything they can out of her. And so it's a real mess. But there's another thing I haven't told you. There are other claims in these two, this Brigitte and this Kevin's lawsuit, wild claims that they're putting forth. But they're basically claiming that Priscilla Presley pulled the plug early on Lisa Marie when Lisa Marie was dying in the hospital, which was basically in violation of an advanced medical directive that apparently Lisa Marie had in place, saying that she wanted her life to be saved, intended to be saved at all costs. And by all accounts, as this case is unraveling, we're going to find out more and more. But there's been other things that I have been looking at and researching online, and a lot of it has to do with Priscilla herself and a lot of her own conflicting narratives surrounding Lisa Marie's death. For example, if you just go into Google and look at stories about, what were the circumstances surrounding Lisa Marie's death, you're basically going to get the story all been fed this entire time was that Lisa Marie was hospitalized and that she died in the hospital, and that Priscilla was with her daughter at the time and told by doctors that she was basically in a vegetative state, and that unfortunately, even after they had revived her for a short time, that her quality of life was just not going to be there. So then Priscilla had to make the agonizing decision to take her off life support.
Which we have strong views about, of course. And Bridget Cruz has some serious allegations that she said she can prove.
And this story apparently happened in the hospital. But then there's a video of Priscilla, and she's been captured on video saying that Lisa Marie died at home.
this is the other thing that's happening, guys. There's a changing story here with Priscilla.
So the way that Priscilla is recounting this story, Lisa Marie's first husband, Danny Kino, her ex-husband, phones Priscilla to let her know that she needs to get over to Lisa Marie's home immediately. He is with her. She is not doing well. She gets there, and when she gets there, Danny pulls her aside, the ex-husband, to tell her that she has passed. Priscilla has been on a speaking tour, and it's called An Intimate Evening with Priscilla Presley.
So this is the one that I didn't go to on the 24th of October. I should have been there. I got very, very ill. But I think it was meant to be that I was not supposed to be there.
She's been doing this since 2023. More tour dates are planned as of October 2025 into 2026. She has also been making the rounds on numerous talk shows: The Today Show, The View, CBS Morning News, and The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
Now, I think she was drunk on The Late Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Go and watch it, guys. Have a look. I'm telling you, she was drunk.
In addition to others. And she's promoting this new book, Softly As I Leave You. This is Priscilla on stage during one of those evening shows discussing the night Lisa Marie died.
And then the following day, I get a call from Danny Keough, and Danny was her ex-husband, but they remained very, very good friends. That's Riley's father, and he said, Priscilla, you need to come to the house. And I said, is everything okay? Is everything all right? He says, just, you need to come. I'm like, okay, I'll come right away. I got in my car, went right over to the house, and he pulled me aside and he said, Lisa passed. And I was like, what are you talking about? What do you mean?
Now, you watch a video like that and you're thinking, okay, did she pass at home? What's going on? I thought by all reports she had passed in the hospital. And then there's been also subsequent narratives coming out where Priscilla has said that, as soon as she saw Lisa Marie, she knew that her spirit had passed, that it was no longer her daughter there. So maybe that's what she means when she's on a stage recounting her daughter's death. Okay, so to be fair to Priscilla here, some say that the inconsistencies in Priscilla's account may have to do with the fact that Lisa collapsed at home initially, prompting the 911 call by Danny Keough to save her life, and afterwards she was taken to the hospital. I also don't know what Priscilla means when she said Lisa passed. Does she mean Lisa passed in spirit while still at her own home?
No, definitely not.
Before she was officially
It's got nothing to do with past in spirit, Jennifer. It's got nothing to do with that.
declared dead later at the hospital? I don't understand. So I've got
Remember, it was Riley that said she sensed that her mum had passed, not Priscilla.
this People magazine article pulled up here, and it says Priscilla Presley reveals the final message she gave daughter Lisa Marie before her death. This article is from September 17th, 2025. It says Priscilla Presley is opening up about the final evening she got to spend with her late daughter, Lisa Marie Presley, at the 2023 Golden Globe Awards. In her new memoir, Softly As I Leave You, Life After Elvis, Priscilla recounts rushing to the hospital to be by Lisa Marie's side. Earlier in the day, Lisa Marie had been found unresponsive at home by her ex-husband, Danny Keough, with whom she shared son Benjamin, who died by suicide at age 27 in 2020, and daughter Riley, 36. I knew from the first moment I walked into Lisa's hospital room that she was already gone, Priscilla writes in her book. She was hooked to a machine that was breathing for her, and she had a heartbeat. There was little brain activity. Her spirit, always so vital, wasn't there. Priscilla says she and the family were at the hospital all day long. Lisa really wasn't breathing, so she was on the ventilator, she says. For hours we were there waiting, hoping, and praying until the doctor came in and said, Priscilla, I'm so sorry, she's gone. We just couldn't believe it. Didn't want to believe it. It was hard on all of us. It still is.
It's tough to listen to, guys. Every time I hear this, it's tough.
Priscilla writes in her book that she had to make the difficult decision to take Lisa Marie off life support. They had restarted Lisa's heart, but there was no guarantee it would keep beating, she writes. I asked the doctor, "What kind of life will she have if we keep her on that machine?" He looked at me with compassion and shook his head. "No quality of life at all." I thought about my girl, my wild, rebellious, passionate girl, lying in a vegetative state for the rest of her life, she continues. I said what I had to. "Take her off the machine, doctor." My voice was barely above a whisper. Lisa Marie was later buried on the grounds of her father's beloved Graceland mansion in Memphis, Tennessee.
Very, very sad, guys.
Yeah. He said, Priscilla, you need to come to the house. And I said, is everything okay? Is everything all right? He says, just, you need to come. I'm like, okay, I'll come right away. I got in my car, went right over to the house, and he pulled me aside
Yeah,
and he
1 minute left,
said,
okay?
Lisa passed. And I was like, what are you talking about? What do you mean?
But do you see what I mean? There's these conflicting narratives, and now this bombshell lawsuit that's attesting allegedly that she pulled the plug, and she pulled the plug soon because apparently Riley was en route on a plane to see her mother, but Riley didn't get there in time. And it was Priscilla that had to make the painful decision to pull the plug. That just doesn't sit well with a lot of people, just based on the fact that why did she take her off life support so soon? Why wasn't she waiting for Riley to at least get to the hospital and be able to say goodbye to her mother while
Which is the biggest question, isn't it, guys? Isn't this the question that we all keep asking again and again?
she was still alive, albeit in a vegetative state, but at least she would have been alive? So there's so many questions. There's so many weird things surrounding Lisa Marie's death. There's so many weird things surrounding these two current lawsuits and Priscilla. What's particularly confusing to me was in 2016 when Lisa Marie named her two eldest children, Riley and Benjamin, co-trustees of her trust. Priscilla was essentially removed. But what Brigitte and Kevin, the two former business associates of Priscilla, are alleging, they're asserting that Priscilla was trying to take Lisa Marie off life support sooner rather than later because she wanted to regain control, particularly as it pertains to an irrevocable life insurance trust. There's all these weird nuances to.
So, guys, I know that the allegations that Bridget Cruz has put in her lawsuit are crazy, aren't they? They're like, oh my God, how could a mother do that? But guys, it's scary that there's actually a chance it's true. This actually is a possibility that it's true. We're going to get the haters attack us and say, oh my God, of course it's not true. But there is a possibility, guys. Bridget has told me she can prove everything she says. And this is one of the things that Bridget Cruz is saying.
This case. And in addition to that, Brigitte and Kevin are also saying that after Lisa Marie's death, while they were still working with Priscilla, that Priscilla instructed them that you better make a positive spin on this to the press. I want it out there. I want it known that I am in charge, that I am the Queen of Graceland. I'm no lawyer, but that's where I'm confused. I mean, did it have to pertain specifically to
Wouldn't surprise me. The whole Queen of Graceland thing, for me, is very believable.
an irrevocable life insurance trust? That claim that Priscilla is taking Lisa off life support prematurely because she fears that Lisa Marie is in the process of removing her as a trustee, but wasn't she already removed back in 2016? Does it only pertain in particular to this irrevocable life insurance trust? Maybe Priscilla wanted access to that. All very messy, and it's all very just yucky. And obviously, we're going to see more as this plays out. So to be fair, it does make sense when Riley has now come out in 100% defense of her grandmother, because if Riley was already in control.
Well, no. She hasn't. We were given the impression that Riley is defending Priscilla, but no, there's stuff coming out now that Riley is not happy. I think Riley's holding back. So, Jennifer, Riley does not support Priscilla. She does not. Honestly, there's much more going on here behind the scenes.
That would make it make sense why Riley would support her grandmother. Again,
She
doesn't completely erase the fact that 2 weeks after Lisa died, Priscilla has to go and sue her granddaughter. But, that's what that is, which isn't a really good look. But again, just attests to what a nice and generous spirit Riley is. It just all begs the question, what is going on? What is going on? Who is Priscilla really? What are her motives? What is driving her? And I personally feel that
I have no idea. 80 years old, she's running around the world trying to be 20, trying to make as much money as possible, still greedy for fame, for attention, for being in the spotlight. She does not grieve for her daughter. She does not grieve for her grandson. It makes no sense. This is the disagreement we had yesterday with the YouTube channel. She does not grieve for Lisa Marie. It makes no sense.
this memoir of hers is coming out now to counter all of this negative press. Apparently she announced it in April of this year, 2025, and she was sued by these 2 former associates in August of 25. But she had to have known something was coming. I don't think that the lawsuit came up out of nowhere. There had to
I do think it was obvious that Bridget Cruz, a very, very smart auctioneer, businesswoman, an entrepreneur, with her partners and associates, it was obvious that if Priscilla just changed her mind on all these contracts, don't forget, when the contracts were signed, they filmed it. They filmed the signing of the contracts. In fact, Priscilla demanded that these contracts, when they were signed, that it was filmed. Yeah. So it was obvious that once Priscilla changed her mind and decided, to claim elder abuse and pull out, say that she was conned and ripped off by Bridget Cruz and her associate, it was obvious that Bridget Cruz was going to sue her for compensation, because Bridget Cruz invested a lot of money, thousands of hours of work was involved in creating everything. So
have been behind the scenes riffs. She knew of that they were fighting, so maybe that's where all this is coming from. I have no idea, but I just personally, in my opinion, see a woman that is really, really desperate to preserve a legacy and her good name, and she apparently is insisting, and I believe that she did get it in the terms of her agreement with Riley, that she is to be buried at Graceland. She really does want her name to remain pristine. Fortunately for her, she has a granddaughter that chose not to fight her, that chose not to take up a lawsuit and fight her grandmother. It's really, really nice and humane of Riley not to do that and to settle.
Well, Riley is in a very awkward position because whatever, we are just fans, yeah? So we're angry, we're upset, we can't believe any of it. It's all crazy. But Riley is a bloody grandmother, yeah? It's blood. She's lost her mum. She's lost Lisa, yeah? Same goes for Finley and Harper. Remember, Priscilla probably helped bring these kids up, especially through when there were problems with Michael Lockwood. Priscilla did look after Finley and Harper. So it's very awkward to sue your own grandmother, your blood relative, the mother of your mother. So I really believe that Riley is in an impossible situation. She doesn't really know which way to turn, yeah? Because she's with us, we're angry because we're upset because we're not family. But if you're family, if it's your own grandparent, get it, and you've lost your mum, all of a sudden, Gran is important, yeah? Finley and Harper, they've lost their mum, so Gran is important. You get it, guys? So they are in a very impossible situation. They probably cannot believe how Priscilla is running around the world trying to promote the book Softly as I Leave You, saying the most disgusting things about Elvis, about Lisa Marie, about Michael Jackson, etc. Priscilla is trashing lots of people in this new book. She's trying to rewrite history again. She's trying to paint herself as a poor victim. Priscilla never says that she's ever done anything wrong. She never says sorry. She takes no responsibility for her wrongdoing, for her actions, for the last 50 years. The whole thing is a mess. The whole thing is a mess. I see through it. I completely see through Priscilla's disgusting, selfish behavior. I completely see through it. Riley, she's in a tough position. Yeah. So almost impossible position. Who knows what's going to unfold over the next year or so concerning Riley Q. We as fans, we are waiting to see what Riley Q is going to do. We do want Riley to stand up against Priscilla. We do. We do. But I don't know if she's allowed to. I don't know if she's able to, because it's Gran. It's Gran. This is the problem.
Out of court and keep things respectful. So you have all these unsavory stories swirling around Priscilla's good name now.
Wow.
So you've got her out promoting this new memoir. And it reminded me of this little seed.
Before she says the ending, Priscilla is running around doing everything she can to sell more books. Priscilla's priority in life: sell more books, do more interviews, travel the world, be in the spotlight, make more money. That's the priority of Priscilla Presley at 80 years old. Doesn't that tell you everything? Isn't that all you need to know about the type of person that Priscilla Presley is in her heart? A cold-hearted, and as Donna Presley told me, she had the name of being a cold fish. The Presleys called Priscilla a cold fish. There we go, guys.
That had been planted in the back of my mind about who Priscilla Presley really was. And I'm going to tell you about a book that I read about 12 years ago, and it was called Child Bride: The Untold Story of Priscilla
This girl is good, guys. This girl is good.
Presley, and it was written by a woman named Suzanne Finstead.
Now, I'm not happy with Suzanne Finstad. She said the most disgusting things about Elvis. The most disgusting things about Elvis. So I'm not going to praise Suzanne Finstad. But guys, I've got to go now. But this is a bloody good review. This is part 2. Go and watch part 1. Jennifer C. on YouTube. Please subscribe to her. This was really good. Really interesting. This girl, Jennifer, I think she's older than she looks. This girl, I like her TCB t-shirt. She looks great. She's beautiful. This girl has done a bloody good review. She's put so much work into this, so much research. It's clear that this has taken her probably days and days to put together. One of my favorite reviews that is a simple explanation of what has gone on with Priscilla and Elvis and Riley and Finley and Harper, etc., and Lisa Marie in the last 40, 50 years. This is great. Really, really good. Please subscribe to this girl.
And this book is a direct counter narrative of the narrative that Priscilla put forth in the first book that she wrote back in 1985 about how she met Elvis, the relationship that she had with Elvis, and how it led to marriage, and all of her time with him. And this book basically asserts that Priscilla was a lot more calculating from the very beginning than she claims to be in her own book.
She sure was.
Elvis and Me.
Remember, in Child Bride, she's calculating and she's planning. She's setting up Elvis, her and her mother. There's a plan to get to Elvis, yeah? Very early on. In Elvis and Me, she's a poor victim. The whole thing was Cary Grant approached her in the Eagles Club. Do you want to meet Elvis? It's a lie. It's a lie. We've all been conned and tricked. In the last 50 years, we have been brainwashed and lied to. And this is exactly why I had my disagreement yesterday with Kat on the YouTube channel, because many people are brainwashed by bullshit and have been conditioned for the last 40 to 50 years to believe the lies. People don't want to know the truth. They see Priscilla as a victim. Priscilla was not a victim. Elvis was the victim. Lisa was the victim. It's a damn shame.
There is a chapter in here, chapter 9, that I want to read to you guys to give you guys a little bit of a clue as to how juicy this book is. And it counters all the stories that Priscilla has been telling us about who she really is.
Look, see you in part 2, guys. I'm Jennifer C. Please subscribe to her. She a brilliant. I loved it. Really good. Thank you so much to Team Elvis for joining me. I really look forward to part 2. Jennifer, I really look forward to part 2. This was excellent. 10 out of 10. There's a few things you need to get right, but, well, I applaud you for your hard work you put into this. For somebody that doesn't know anything about Elvis and Priscilla and Lisa Marie, and all, the lawsuits and just so many things, Elvis and Priscilla's relationship, Priscilla and Lisa's relationship, you will learn everything you need to know in part 1 and part 2 of Jennifer's review. Gotta go, guys. Say hello. Say hello to Team Elvis. Team Elvis. Thanks, guys. Ellis come to say goodbye. Thanks, guys. See you soon.